So this goes over an example of how to split the Livid bass into two instruments on a single track using a Livid rack and some MIDI filtering. You can see on this rack I've got a drum kit and a bass or a synth sound. The first thing you need to do is change the scale that the bass is using on this. So I'm going to hold down the shift button. You can do that in mode 2 or in mode 3. And that gives us the scale change buttons up here. So I'm just going to go ahead and transpose the scale up to the drum scale, and you'll see it come by, and boom, there we are. And so what this does is it makes it easier to deal with the MIDI filtering because it makes the notes serial along this pattern. And then we can do what we want with those notes, but it's a lot easier to split this way. So that's pretty much all I need to show you with configuring the bass. So within Live, what we want to do is we have an instrument rack in this channel. So I just went to my browser and grabbed instrument rack and just dragged it to the channel. Created an empty instrument rack, and then I dragged these this drum kit and synthesizer into the rack. So the key thing here is, let me go ahead and hide this stuff. Hide, there we go. You'll want to make sure that you have the chain showing, and then go ahead and press key, and that lets you filter out notes just by dragging these little sliders. So I have the drum kit listening to the left half, and that goes from C1 to D sharp 2. And then the bass is going from E up to the rest of it. And I can play the bass. So you can hear as I play that the, well, maybe you can't hear. I don't know what my audio's like. But I have this going to another effect rack, which is a MIDI effect rack. So I just went to MIDI effects, grabbed MIDI effect rack, and dropped that in front of my wave bass or my wow bass synthesizer. And what I did is, again, I split the right half into two halves, the top and bottom, and I'm able to treat the MIDI separately with those. So down here I have the bass, and just those bottom 8 pads I'm using to play through this transposition effect. And then on the top, you can see I can just change the pitch, and that goes directly to the synthesizer here. Then on the top, I have the other 8 keys, and I can transpose as well. Those are going up an octave through this effect. You could use something more exotic like a scale effect or whatever, but that way we can actually create 2 groups on the right-hand side of different notes, and then split the entire pad into 2 separate instruments using the instrument rack.